Do you ever get to a part of your guitar solo where you really want to play something fast and flashy, but everything escapes you? You feel like everything you've worked on just doesn't work. You don't know what key you're in. You don't know what the hell is going on. I think that happens to everyone. I think it's cool to have a bunch of things that you can draw from in your trick bag that when you get to that moment in your solo, you know exactly what to do. Thanks so much to the guys at Stringjoy for keeping me stocked up with strings. These strings are awesome. I'm using 9.5s to 46s. There's heaps of cool, fun gauges over there. If you haven't checked them out, go and check them out. Let's jump into the first lick. So the tab, isolated lick videos, as well as a backing track is available on my Patreon page. If you want to sign up, there's a link in the description. Super, super easy to learn with those isolated videos. You can slow it down. You can see me play it with the tab on the screen underneath. It's a really, really nice way to get these licks under your fingers. All right, so we're in the key of F sharp minor for all of these licks. Let's start on the 12th fret of the B string. That's our perfect fourth. I'm sort of in 5th position territory. This is what I'm sort of imagining. Right, F sharp being the top note that I hit. So let's start on the 12th fret of the B string. That's our perfect fourth. And we're going to go to the blues note and then the 5th. And then the flat 7 on top, which is 12th fret E. Right, those are the notes that we're going to play. We're going to ascend and then just descend. And then we start the sequence again. Now I alternate pick everything, starting with the downstroke. I like the downstroke being on the downbeat. In this instance, we are playing sextuplets, so groups of 6 in the space of 1 beat. That's really important to get the feel right. It can be fun to sort of just go free time and sort of just go ham, but it's important as well, I think, to know where the subdivision lies in this particular lick. It's quite fast, so if you want to take it down to the semiquaver or the 16th note subdivision, that's also cool. So to work up the speed, I would start nice and slow, making sure it's nice and even. Now I say slow and then I play to that speed because that's kind of slow for me, but if slow is this for you, that's cool, right? But then what you can do to work at that speed is just do nice little bursts. And as a reminder, I am doing all alternate picking. The upstroke happens on the E string. It's nice and smooth with that upstroke being on the E, right? So let's do little bursts. Right, and you can finish with that upstroke if you want to make it, you know, a definitive or structured thing. Right, because that can be a little landmark to help you finish the lick. One really cool thing that you can do is, instead of playing that E note on top, you can play F sharp. Sounds cool. Check this out. Right, kind of tricky, but once you mix it up with the E, it sounds really, really cool. Check it out. So there's a lot of tension being built up with these fast, repetitive licks in your hands as well, so make sure you stay light. But musically speaking, there's a lot of tension because we're just repeating the same thing over and over, and the listener is sort of going, what's going on? So it's important to nail the dismount. You can't just randomly stop. It doesn't work. It doesn't have the same effect. So if you do want to dig a little bit deeper into what I'm doing, I do have tabs on my Patreon page as to how I get out of it and different variations. But what I'd suggest doing is working out the position that you're in so you can then continue down the scale or just get some ideas from that scale that you're used to playing, right? This is something I might do. You know what I mean? So I'm finishing the lick, I'm finishing the phrase. It's really, really cool. You could even try using like the Dorian scale or something like that. I have a target note of F sharp because we're in the key of F sharp. So that's a nice spot to finish. So this is something I might do. Check it out. Right, I'm trying to keep it as even as possible, but really, really making sure I finish the lick with, you know, a target note or a chord tone of the key that we're in. All right, let's move on to the next lick. So there's so much fun stuff that can come out of this lick. I'm probably going to be making videos forever. I've used this idea just endlessly. It's really easy to get some nice flashy stuff as we're going to do some tapping with the right hand, or your picking hand if you're left-handed. So let's get straight into it. So we're going to start on the flat 5, which is our C note, which is 13th fret B. Go to the 5th, the perfect 5th. Then go to the flat 7, which is E, and then we're going to double up with that E note. This is the 3 note per string sort of pentatonic thing that can be cool. So doubling up on that E on the 12th fret of the E string, going to the root note, 14th fret, and then the 17th fret. That's a 6 note sequence so far. Then the note that we're going to add on top is the 19th fret. I tap with my middle finger. It's up to you what you want to do. You can experiment with your first or your middle or whatever. And then what we're going to do is what I think of as a double tap. So all I'm doing is tapping 19, then pulling off to 17 where my pinky finger is, and then doing the same thing again, right? So far it's this. And then we're just going to descend down the notes on the E string. And then just repeat the second half with the double tap, right? That's the repetitive part, right? This is the full thing. Now, it can be tricky to dismount. As I said before, there's going to be stuff on my Patreon page that is going to help you and give you different options. There's some really, really cool fast legato stuff if you're up for it, where I descend down different scales and all that kind of stuff. But the easiest way to get out of it is just do a big bend, right? Check it out. Right? Super simple. Check it out. Now you can take it to the notes on the B string and do that repetitive part. It's pretty fun. Check it out. Just making sure you're dismounting, right? You can even take it to the G string. Check this out. Heaps of cool stuff to be had there. All right, let's move on to the next lick. This lick is kind of funky sounding. It's really, really cool with a wah pedal. The way that I'm playing it makes it easier to get a wider interval range. I've done a sort of shorter interval range on a different video with the same idea. So if you've seen those videos, this will come really, really easy. It's a 3-note lick. Let's jump into it. All right, so I'm going to show you the notes straight away. We're going to go C sharp, which is 14th fret of the B string, and then we're going to go up to the, 19th fret of the B. That's our F sharp note, root note, right? And then we're going to come back down with a pull off. And then we're going to pick the 17th fret, which is our blues note. That's the sequence. We can just then repeat it. Kind of tricky with that range. I like it because we're getting that F sharp note, but if we did it on the E string, it's sort of too hard for me anyway to get that sound right. So we're just bringing it to the B string. Sounds really cool. You can chuck some wah on. It sounds even cooler, right? All right, let's move on to the last lick. This one's pretty tricky to get under the fingers and in the pocket at a fast tempo, in my opinion. This is what it sounds like. All right, so this lick I'm doing half legato, half alternate picking. So you get the best of both worlds. I like to use a neck pickup, especially on a single coil. You get that nice aggressive sound. I think it sounds cool. Let's just jump straight into it. We're starting on the A note, which is 17th fret, remembering that we're in the key of F sharp minor, right? So that's our minor third, going down to G sharp, going down to the root note, and then we're gonna hit the flat 7, which is E. Those are the notes in the scale, or in the lick rather. Then we're going to just ascend, and then we start the sequence again. Now, the picking can be really awkward. I would suggest, well, this is how I do it. I start it with an upstroke, pull off, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, and then I start the lick again with the same picking. So an upstroke, pull off, down, up, down, up. I for some reason really struggle to, to describe that, so I hope that helps. So you sort of get the ease of descending with legato, but you also get that nice aggressive pick sound with the alternate picking on the way up. It's a really, really fun lick. Now you can alternate between the minor third and the perfect fourth. Check this out. Right? Tricky to get nice and even, and it's also tricky to get that stretch up there. That's sort of stretching into 3-note per string pentatonic territory, which is pretty fun, right? So I hope you got something out of this video, guys. Some really, really fun stuff there. As I said before, everything is on my Patreon page. There's heaps of good stuff from this lesson. Thanks to the members that are already there, and thanks to you guys for watching. See you on the next one.